this video real quick. Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all get the jokes out the way, man. Yeah, fooled around, shaved my beard wrong and my mustache. So I just cut it all off. So yeah, come with the jokes now, all the fellas. P, I know you coming with the jokes hard. I already know. But yeah, man, it's crazy. So going into the second week, I actually, got my little book, been writing down all my stuff to, break down my finance. And I'm pretty much looking at myself being on the right track. Um, Needless to say, I got, my hot plate, been cooking my food every day. I mean, been warming up my food every day, so I have to buy stuff. I mean, it's amazing. I actually got myself $75 for the first week, full week. Um, this will be the second week right now. I'm finna pay myself another 70. All right, we back as buffering. So this will be the second week I'm saving money on food. So basically, let me tell you my strategy. I do $15 a day for 5 days, and from the $15 a day is pretty much I spend more than that, but that just give myself a cushion because I know I'm gonna spend $15 a day on food to get me something to eat. And with that being said, those $15 are gonna go towards, me investing. But first, I'm taking that money at the end of the week and I'm paying off money for the credit cards because I'm not spending money on food, which I normally spend. So I'm taking that money, paying down my credit cards, and when I get most of them almost about zeroed out, that's when I'm gonna start investing more into my investment side of what I really got the money for. The purpose of doing is to invest and count my spending, how much I spend on gas. I think my book is in the back. So I bought me a calendar, and every week I'm gonna write on that calendar how much extra money I make, how much money I spend frugally on stuff like just, impulse buy. I'm gonna write it down. At the end of the month, then I'll see what I got, how much I got, what I've been doing. What's going on? Shout out to you. The whole thing is, I talk about budgeting, I talk about finance, talk about life insurance, all this stuff on my channel. But the main thing is, like I said, I'm teaching my sons this as well. That's why I kind of more or less document my page as well too, to let them know, hey, this is what you need to be doing. This is what needs to be done. So like I said, me taking $15 a day, and all my stuff in the back, I can't even reach it right now. But I got a hot plate. Let's see. All right. Do this right quick before I go here and get off. I was in a little situation yesterday. I had to switch trucks, but bought this on Amazon. So this is what I use to warm up my food and everything. And comes with the outlet plug. Has a little holder up here for the spoons and forks. I gotta put the plastic piece back over it. And on Amazon, pretty good, man. Plug it up. Where's the other little dude at? Where's my book? Might be in my other bag right there. Is it up here? Nope, back there in the back. So I have that as well. Like I said, this is what's keeping me at $15 a day. I'm taking this, warming up my food every day because I normally typically go buy lunch. So I say I'm gonna pay myself $15 a day every time I bring my own food. I'm gonna take that money and invest it in, me trying to do some stocks. I'm gonna take that money, invest it in me, try to get into something that's gonna take the money and make it work. If I'm spending $25 a day normally, but I'm actually gonna make myself say I'm doing 15. Shout out to everybody, hit the like button. Yeah, like I said, the people that come on my channel, I know y'all gonna have jokes about my beard gone. But like I said, I'm saving money by doing this, and then I turn around, take that money, and I invest it in the stocks. I pay off my credit cards and stuff like that. Because if I normally spending the money and now I'm not spending the money, that's extra money could be going to somewhere else. You know, that's the whole thing about the budgeting. That's why I say write it all down. Prime example, I got right here, buying lottery. So every time I buy my lottery, wait, my camera off. Every time I buy my lottery, I'm writing it down. That's where I'm spending my money. That's where my money's going. So a lot of times people don't really see where their money's at because they're more invested in to just buy, spend, spend, spend. Like I say, this right here is gonna make me money. Me just bringing my lunch to work every day I'm driving, it's easy for me to pull over, go to a yeah, I mean, that's the thing. A lot of times with people, you know, you can always lose weight. You can always get back in everything, get back in shape, go to the gym. You know, it's never a point to where, I mean, almost until you get just past that point where, you know, you're losing organs and stuff like that. You know, need a kidney replacement. But other than that, man, you can always take care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's never too late to go back. You know, I've seen people like on that 600-pound life and all that crap, man, they lost so much weight. They've done so much to, you know, make their life better. It's something that you got to do. And like I say, even with the money process, it's a point. Yeah, I mean, to a degree, even, I don't want to get too technical about that. I mean, even with cancer, there's, you know, holistic ways and natural ways you can go about doing it. It's a longer process and longer step, but it's been proven it works with Dr. Sebi. A lot of times the stuff that we eat is going to cause us the cancer. You know, over time, the stuff that we're doing to ourselves, cut off this car, just stop. But I mean, when it comes down to it, it's a lot of people, man, far as with money, we spend all our money, we spend all our time and our energy trying to make money. And in the process, we lose that when it comes down to it because what are we doing? When we get older, we're going to take all that money that we made and try to get our health back. You know, and it takes the point of a lot of us just knowing, you know, mentally, we got to stop chasing this money to do what? Buy stuff. Like, honestly speaking, there's so many people, they buy stuff they really don't need. They buy, like, enough is enough. Like, you literally buy so much stuff that for what? But like I said, man, this was quick. I just wanted to get on here and say, man, hey, New Year, we always talk about the looks of, you know, changing our body, going to the gym and stuff like that. What about changing your pockets, man? What about saving money? What about investing? What about, you know, paying off your debts? You know, I'm constantly getting on my son now. My oldest son, he's 25. I was telling him, I said, man, there's no reason you should be in any type of debt. You know, I've told you this stuff. You learned this stuff previously, but it's like the straight and narrow. It's easier to say things to somebody to get them to do versus them doing. You know, I can say, I'm going to make $1 million. I'm going to be rich one day. But the steps on doing that, getting out here grinding, starting up a business, because you're not gonna be a multi-millionaire working for a company. Unless you know, you had one of those high-paced, profit-driven companies and stuff like that where commissions are crazy. And just know, if you're making $1 million at a company like that, that company is probably making $500,000 to $1 billion off your work. So, like I said, it's gonna be a point to where you're gonna have to learn how to, you know, get into the fields and do the stuff yourself to win. A lot of people can win right now if they want to. A lot of people just don't have that function, man. It's not in them. You know, at all aspect, if you want to win in life, man, it's up to you. You know, seek money, seeking health, all that comes with a cost. What are you going to sacrifice? And with that being said, shout out to everybody. You know, I always say we here, we gone. Peace.